She's getting dick.
But then again, we gonna cheat, baby. Cougars have warm pussy.
It wasn't black people that are burning these buildings down. But hold on. Maybe I want to talk to your friend, and I don't want to just fuck you.
Would you sit there and watch your friend get fucked?
I was diagnosed with depression, anxiety, OCD.
Sad ass. We need to be trying to figure out how to change the systematic racism that's in America.
Hey y'all, I am Kelly Kells.
And I'm Red.
And we are back again with the Boy and Girl Podcast.
Yes. And I'm Boy.
And I'm yours truly, Girl.
And we're here. And we've been gone for a little bit because, we had some trials and tribulations and other little things going on. But we're back now every single week, every single Monday. So make sure you're tuned in and you subscribe.
Y'all, we have been going through the most to get back to y'all. I promise you, we've been going through a lot, and we are back and better than ever. Right. We've been doing nothing but grinding to get back to y'all.
That's a fact. Oh, shit. Speaking of grinding, this will get into our topic. I have something to say about the word grinding, but it goes into our topic, Clubhouse. I'm sure everybody knows about Clubhouse.
Wait. For the people who don't know, though.
Yeah, let them know.
So, okay. I'm sure a lot of y'all know, but I know a lot of people actually don't know because it's still in the beta stages. Clubhouse is pretty much, it's a new app that they made. I think they said 100 days ago, 100 some days ago, and it's an app pretty much. It's all audio, so you can only talk, but you do have a profile. So you have a profile, and it's just your profile is kind of like maybe like Facebook or Instagram. You have a profile picture, but that's it. You don't have any pictures.
You don't have any extra pictures.
Which sucks, but whatever. And you have your follower count and who you're following, so like Instagram. And you have a little bio. So pretty much you can go into rooms, and there's a million rooms that you can go into, and there's pretty much like a stage. So the stage is the people who can talk, and then there's the moderators, the people who can
bring people up from the stage or take you back down from the stage.
Or end it, or do whatever the fuck they want.
Basically, they run the shit.
Yeah, they run the room. Then, the people who are under the stage are...
The audience.
Yeah, the audience and the people that you can't talk, you can't do anything, you just listen, you just, pretty much just listen.
Or you can also raise your hand to be brought up on stage.
Yeah. And pretty much, the reason why you may be thinking, okay, what the fuck, you can't video, you can't see anything, you can't fucking do anything, what the fuck is this?
App.
Man, y'all, I'm telling you, all the celebrities, well not all, but a lot of celebrities,
most of them,
right, are on here, and you can actually connect with them, because it's in the beta, remind you, it's in the beta stages, so it's not as many people as on Instagram and shit. So there's a lot of celebrities that are actually communicating, and you can go into a celebrity's room, and it's not hard to get on stage. We've been on stage a million times.
Let me tell y'all something. The app is so lit. The first time I got on the app, literally the first room I walked in, the first thing I heard was, "Hey, bitch, you swallow or spit." And I'm like, what the fuck? Oh my god, I love this app. This is the greatest app in the world. I love it.
They are free. At nighttime, y'all.
Yeah.
At nighttime.
I'm not gonna lie. At nighttime, they have this super, super, super duper freaky room where they get wild. They have stripper parties. It's hard to explain. You just have to be there. But in the daytime, they have real in-depth conversations. I'm not gonna lie. One of the things one of the best things about this app is a lot of the quote-unquote bad bitches I follow on Instagram with 300, 500K followers. One of those kind of girls who just post half-naked pictures. Typical girl you think is superficial, but it's only Instagram, so you can't really hear her talk unless the bitch going live, which is not that often. Or you can only see pictures and you think, oh, half-naked, you're a thought, blah, blah. A lot of these girls, I've been having real conversations with in certain rooms, and it's wow, it's more to you. You're very in-depth and very intellectual, and I just would have never thought that. So that's one of the good things I'll say about this app.
And it's in the daytime, it's super inspiring. A lot of these celebrities, okay, they are really I've been to some rooms where these people who have huge followings, that I really look up to and admire, are actually giving gems out. And actually talking about how they got to where they got, how to get there, what they're doing now, everything. Like, I'm telling you, like, if you don't got this app, install it. And we forgot the fucking most important thing. Like, you have to, well, for right now, you have to be invited by somebody.
Have you seen the feature where if somebody already, like, if I'm your contact, right, on your phone, and I haven't gotten the app, but I made a username and shit, have you seen where it pops up in your notifications, and it'll say, hey, this person is in your contacts, and they made an account, you can bring them in, and you'll be like the person that brought them in, but it won't count as one of your invites, because you only get one invite when you come in, but then you get 3 after a while.
So couldn't you just fucking put everybody in your contacts?
Yeah, look, is on your waiting list to join Clubhouse. You will get credit on your profile for adding them without using up one of your invites. Let them in.
That's damn. Wait, okay, I got something to say. Mm-hmm. Did you know that? Okay, if you invite somebody, I don't know if you knew this, but if you invite somebody, if they get banned,
I told you this.
No, somebody else told me that.
Oh, I told KJ this when I invited that. Don't do no clown
shit. I didn't know that until I heard it on one of the rules.
Yeah. Don't do no clown shit, bitch, and get me banned.
Nigga, he'll get me banned too.
No. Because he invited you. You'll get him banned.
No, I invited his other.
Yeah, but he's not going to join that. Oh. But, and I'll also say another thing. Going back to what you were saying about the inspiration, like, for example, I'll use this nigga for example because I'm in a lot of his rooms. The game, right? Okay, when the game came out, right, when he first started popping and shit back in the day, I was a youngin'. So, okay, he's talking about drugs, fucking bitches, sex, violence, all that other kind of shit, whatever, right? And as a kid, especially a black nigga in America, you are most influenced by rappers. So that's the kind of shit you're listening to, that's the kind of shit you want to do. Whether you're even thinking about it or not, that is kind of who you kind of low-key become, or the shit that interests you. Seeing him speak, not on that, even though he does be having his times where he gets on demon time late night and he be wild as fuck. But seeing him speak, and actually speaking back to me or you or other people that are normal motherfuckers, and actually having real in-depth conversation with them is very inspiring. But not to me anymore because I'm like grown as fuck, so like I don't follow that little trend and shit. But it's like niggas who might be 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, looking up to him. Still niggas who are just not mentally there, yeah, you're right, who are looking up to him and game banging and this and that because game, blah, blah, obviously everybody's influenced by certain people. And it's like seeing him really speak and like have respect for women because he actually does, unless he's just faking, but I don't think he is. And he's actually like having these real in-depth conversations and really like touching the soul and letting other people speak and like really understand. Like the conversations we've had in there is just, it's really eye-opening, I'll say. And that's why I had said, speaking of grinding, because I was in a room where it was Game's room and we were in there for about 6 hours straight. And one of the things that had came up with a guy who was very spiritual, vegan, didn't eat meat like us, and he just got out of jail, was a hood nigga, but he had changed his life around type shit. And he was letting us know, like, certain words we use are very, like, words carry big energy. It's kind of like, he was saying, for example, it's kind of like, have you ever woke up on a certain day and felt like it was another day? Like, have you ever woke up on a Thursday and like, it feels like Saturday today? You know what I'm saying? Like, today to me, it felt like Saturday. So have you ever woke up on a day like, it feels like Saturday. It feels like Saturday. It feels like Sunday, but it's not that day. But it's just a word or it's just a day. That means it carries a lot of fucking energy, and that energy's in your body. That's why you're able to say it feels like a certain day when it's not, because that day and that name carries energy. So it was saying a lot of the words we say on an everyday basis carry way more energy than we even think about. So he was saying, like, don't say the word hard, say the word challenging. Because when you say the word hard, your body thinks, oh, this is hard, and it thinks about physical pain and doesn't want to do it. But if you say challenging, it's like your body or your spirit, whatever it is, wants to overcome challenges or wants to beat challenges. That's excitement, so it does that. Instead of saying, I'm nervous to speak, I'm excited to speak. Because excitement and nervous trigger the same something in your brain. Yeah, you said that.
I heard somebody say that.
It triggers the same thing in your brain, so don't use the word nervous, use the word excited, and you'll be more inclined to do it. And you were saying don't use use the word grinding because grinding means literally tearing something down, breaking it apart, grinding it down. He was saying don't use that word. He said something, I forgot what he said. But it just kind of goes back into just the wonderful conversations I've had on there. What have you been doing on there?
Okay. I've been doing it quite a bit. Okay, so y'all know, like, obviously we're, like, we want to be influencers. We are influencers on some people. We may not be on, like, the hugest scale, you know, but we are influencers. But we will
today.
And it doesn't matter. We're influencing somebody. Everybody's influencing somebody. It doesn't matter. In some way.
You know what just made me laugh?
What?
They have no idea that I'm in my drawers right now.
You're funny as hell, because I was definitely looking. You're going to see the video. I was definitely looking
Because it's
down.
so hot. So I'm in my drawers, but y'all can't see that, but I'm literally just in my boxes. It's hot as fuck with this hoodie on. And I'm drinking.
And I got drawers on.
But keep going. Alright, go ahead. We're not influencers so far. But...
So, we are all, like, we're all influencers. I don't even remember what the fuck I was saying. You just interrupted the fuck out of me.
I'm sorry.
Okay, wait.
What have you been doing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Pretty much, I'm an influencer. I feel like, you know, like, I want to influence people. I want to speak volumes with my voice. That's my goal. So pretty much, when I got on Clubhouse, I wanted to take full advantage. Like, a lot of girls, you know, like OnlyFans girls, porn stars, and like just people that just want to be in the mix, they're taking this time to just get to know people, just to do fun little games, like freaky time and fucking. A lot of people do like marry, fuck, kill, and hot seat. Hot seat is pretty much like you put somebody in like in the hot seat for like 60 or 30 seconds. You ask them a whole bunch of freaky ass questions, and yeah, the voicemail game, and it's just like a whole bunch of like freaky ass games. And I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I most definitely was in there. I ain't gonna lie, because at nighttime it comes around, I'm in there. But my main goal is to connect and network and get my shit out there. That's my main goal. So pretty much, whenever I get, because I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I'm not even like to toot my horn or like, you know, whatever. I've had a lot of like celebrities and big influencers and people with blue check marks, you know, put attention on
Instagram.
Me.
Man, talk your shit, man. Talk your fucking shit, man. Stop being humble to this motherfucker. We've been going up lately.
We have. I've been having niggas like my picture. I've been having niggas do all that. So my thing is, with each person that does that, I'm trying to, in any way, it doesn't matter what they're doing, rapping, singing, dancing, whatever the fuck you're doing, YouTubing, I'm gonna try to make a connection with you, period. Because that's just me. That's just the way my mind thinks right now. So, I'll give an example. One nigga, I got into a room with, and he ended up going a little further, and he was like, okay, I want to get on with your girls on a Zoom call. And I was like, cool, like, let's do that. So, shut up. We're not gonna say nothing. But, we ended up getting on a Zoom call, and this very known, famous person, he's a dude, he's a nigga, wanted to do, he wanted to fly me out. And
dead serious.
Yes, he asked for my information, all that to book the flight. And y'all know, for all my young people from like 18 to like 29 knows what the fuck flying you out means for a female. Like, I'm trying to fly you out, nigga, you know, you're trying to fuck. Period. I'm not even gonna beat around the bush. You're trying to fuck. And I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, I didn't even think I was gonna like get in depth about this, but I was considering taking up that offer. But the only reason why is because I'm trying to get to where I need to go. And he's in the lane. He's in the same exact lane that I'm in. So, and it's not like I wasn't, it's not like he's gross. Yeah, it's not like he's gross or ugly or like fucking weird or like, don't do too much. He's a cool dude. Like, he's cool. And so I was considering it just because of the simple fact, like, this could be a connection. And I wanted to make that connection. Like that's huge. Like y'all, any little step you make. Me and Frankie were just talking about. Oh my god.
No, I'm fine. Go ahead. Go ahead. I won't interrupt you.
Me and Red were just talking about this. Like we met random as hell, even though we had situations.
But it's, at the end of the day, it's pretty random.
We met random as hell, and then it built this great relationship,
great friendship,
and like we ended up making a podcast, and now we're here today.
We're business partners at the end of the day.
So
more than that, but yeah.
Yeah, so like and it all winds down to me fucking hitting them up trying to drink. That's essentially what it was. And so it's like that's how my mindset is. I think that any little thing could change your entire life, your entire path, everything.
And I just want to add to that real quick. Even if it's not your intentions at first, you never know what it can become if you don't shoot your shot technically. Like if you don't try to make it happen, it won't happen. But if you try to make it happen and it fails, then it wasn't meant to be. But maybe you try to make it happen and it fucking happens beyond your wildest fucking imagination. We didn't think we were gonna be best friends podcasting. We thought we were gonna drink and chill.
Right.
So
exactly.
Go ahead.
So essentially, I wanted to, and even he was telling me I tell him everything. Like he's literally like, I know y'all think like, okay, a boy and a girl, like y'all are fucking or y'all are like, whatever the fuck. Like this is actually like my best friend. Like
Very
he's
genuine.
the person I go to about every single thing in my life, vice versa. Like we are literally best friends. Like I don't even know what more to say, but it's just a deeper connection. So I went to him, and of course I told him like literally like while it was happening. Like I'm talking to him while it's happening, and I called him after it happened. And we're talking like I'm kind of like resistant about it. I'm like, damn, I'm scared. I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if it's worth it. And he's telling me like he pretty much told me exactly what you just said. Like you don't know what this is gonna lead to.
Go for it.
Right. So you, bitch, take that flight. Take that flight. And he even like I'll watch London, which is my daughter. Like he's supportive of me 100%. Like he wants to see us win. Period. And by the way, if your best friend don't do that, they're not best friend. Just saying.
Thanks.
But pretty much what it boiled down to is I got my period. So I didn't fucking go.
Yeah.
Yes. But I did end up hitting him up and telling him the truth and being like, okay, well, I'm on my period. Because I know y'all girls maybe think like, oh, that sounds some hoe and shit, whatever. Like, I'm just saying like, this is what a nigga expects. So I'm not trying to like, sex is sex. Like this isn't a relationship. Like I'm at the point where it is what it is. If you're vibing with somebody, it's not like I'll just do it for money or I'll do it for one reason. I'm gonna obviously make sure I'm vibing with them first. Like I wouldn't just do it just to like do it.
And it's also you want to be prepared.
Exactly.
Because what if it leads to that moment and you just can't, and it's kind of like what the fuck. So maybe you might want to, and you want to make sure that you can if you want to.
And you can do that if you're linking with a nigga in your city. Like that's fine. But if you're linking with a nigga, if he's paying for your flight there and back, and he's bringing you to your crib or his crib, I can't do that. I'm not gonna do that because I don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm just not that type of female. Like I'm just not gonna do that. Like then that might ruin that potential friendship, relationship, networking shit, whatever. Like I'm not trying to ruin that. So I just told him like, I'm on my period. Can we reschedule? And it was that. Like we just agreed like, okay, we'll reschedule. And he just said like, let me know when you're free. And yeah, like that's pretty much the central story of like the bigger thing that happened to me in Clubhouse. Other than that, like I formed a lot of networking shit with people.
Let's start from the beginning. For me at least, I got on Clubhouse, didn't know what to expect. And I was just going to random rooms, talking to random people. And then I started to realize, which has always been my mindset, especially for rappers who are local rappers, I feel like a lot of people go for the big star, but don't really pay attention to the people who are around them. Because every star has a team around it to make them a fucking star. There's a lot of moving parts around them that most people are not aware of, like their A&R, their producer, their this and that, their best friend, whatever the fuck the case may be, that contributes to that person being a star. And that's always been my mindset. Like, of course, a star might not respond to everybody, but you don't know who's around them that you might be speaking to. So for me, at least, when I got in the Clubhouse, I was talking to people and I was going to big rooms, and then I was starting off little, like, okay, I'll follow the star, but obviously he might not follow back right away. So let me follow who he's fucking with, or he's talking to the most, or he connects with the most, or who's around him who's also a moderator in that room. That's how I started. And next thing you know, I was making friends with people who are, like, for example, this nigga named YBN Stunner. He's raw as fuck on Clubhouse. He does a lot of good rooms. He gives back. He cash apps girls who are in need. I see him make a girl cry before he gets cash them so much money because they needed it. Blah blah. Excuse me. And he's followed by 21 Savage, Metro Boomin, The Game, all these other people, and me and him have made a connection. And we're never gonna Clubhouse. We fuck with each other. We're cool. He's cool. I'm cool with him. He's cool with me. So when I'm in a room with certain people, I bring him up. When he's in a room with certain people, he brings me up. And I start off like that. And next thing you know, as you've seen, I'm in a room with fucking major people that I fuck with. And it's not even just being in a room with celebrities more likely than just like, it's more of like speaking to them. Like on other apps, you wouldn't get the opportunity to speak with certain people that I spoke with. Like, for example, I've been in a room with, I'm blanking on her name. Oh, April, which is Waldo's wife. And if you don't know who Waldo is, he has a podcast called $1 Million Worth of Game with Waldo and Gilly the Kid, which is a very major podcast. And to me, that's important because I follow podcasters because I do a fucking podcast. So being in a room with her, his wife, was just cool as fuck, talking to her and just giving back information and just speaking to her like as if we were sitting right next to each other speaking, because that meant a lot to me. I've been in a room with Royce the 5'9", if you don't know, that is a rapper who used to be in the same group as Joe Budden called Slaughterhouse, and now Joe Budden is one of my favorite podcasts. Well, he is my favorite podcaster. He is a very, very huge podcast. You don't know the fucking Joe Budden podcast. And just speaking to him and just giving me insights on certain shit, it's just like I would never get that opportunity on fucking Instagram because he has millions of followers. He's not gonna have time to speak to me. You know what I mean? So just being in these kind of rooms, speaking with these different kind of people, and just interacting with them, and just it just means a lot to me personally because I feel like in no other platform would I get that chance to actually speak to them. If you speak to that more, do you feel like that's been going on with you,
bro?
Well, of course it has.
Red.
She's been in rooms with fucking DDG, fucking
Pleasure P, Keisha Cole, Lil Mama, like 21 Savage, Chris Brown, Tyga. I was literally talking to Red.
What, didn't The Game just follow you back a couple of days ago?
Yes.
So it's like these interactions wouldn't.
Bro, that would never happen on Instagram. I know y'all don't fuck with Facebook. Like, nobody fucking Facebook except for the fucking Midwest. So I'm not even gonna put that in there. But on Instagram, no, they have so many followers that it's hard. And we had this argument, like.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, and that brings me to our first argument we had about this app, which is, okay, this app is in beta mode, which I don't believe anymore. I feel like the beta mode part is over with, but
I don't think
technically it's, we'll disagree on it. Technically it's in beta mode, so of course not out to the public yet. It's not out to Android users yet. So it's in beta mode, and we feel like, okay, where's this app going? Because we've seen apps like Vine and Triller and certain different kind of apps who have gotten really big and then died out. Yeah. And we're just having this argument about where do we see Clubhouse going. So if you're a Clubhouse user, I'm pretty sure you've had this conversation with certain people before. And I felt like it's going to be bigger than ever because, okay, you were saying about adding more pictures and...
Okay, y'all.
Okay, so if you don't know, so if you don't know, on Clubhouse, you can't DM anybody. You can't message anybody. You have your IG and your Twitter linked. You can literally link that. And that's how you know who's real, because only only they can link their own shit. So if a page says the game, but his real IG is not linked to that page, then it's really not him. But if you hit that link and it's really his Instagram, then you know it's really him type shit. And that's how people message each other when you like, because apparently Clubhouse is made for creators like us, and you're able to network to other people, and through Clubhouse you're able to like DM them on Instagram or certain shit or on Twitter and have real connection and conversation with them, besides just talking on the actual app. And you were saying that you think they should add DMing. Why do you think that?
Okay, so like he said, they pretty much everything is like the social media, but the aspect of like the actual, like connecting on a personal level. You can connect on a platform level, on a like major level, but you can't connect on like a one-on-one, like you and me talking level. You have to like
you could, but it's very rare. Because they could.
Well, you can make one-on-one
private
rooms,
room, but celebrities aren't doing that.
Yeah, you're not doing that unless it's like me and you. Like, that doesn't make sense because we can just go to Instagram. So the reason why I think they should add DMing is because, okay, let's say I want to connect with someone that's famous and has a blue check, right? If I want to connect with them, I can connect with them on here on Clubhouse. We're talking, we're vibing, we're talking about fucking spirituality and fucking society, whatever the fuck. We are talking for 6 hours straight, which happens a lot. People will talk for literally a fucking work shift.
I've been up to 8 a.m. for the last week.
Yes. You will talk for hours with this person and fucking connect on so many levels. But let's say I want to talk to you or network with you on a personal level, like just you and me. What I have to do, like he said, is go to your Instagram, if you even have your Instagram linked, because a lot of these like people,
they have Instagram linked.
No, a lot of people don't though.
Well, people I run across.
Well, I run across a lot of people that don't, because you have to know your password, and if you have blue check, you fucking have to do this email situation. It's just like a whole ordeal, but a lot of people do it, but some people don't. So you have to have your shit linked, and then, okay, let's say you do have your shit linked. I have to go to, let's say this, like I said, this person has blue check, they have over 1 million followers, and I go to this person's Instagram, I click on it, I message them. First of all, if they're not following me, which 9 times out of 10 they're not, my messages, if you know Instagram, my messages are going straight to the request area. Mm-hmm. So, if you know, most people who have a lot of messages or are celebrities or have a lot of influence or have a lot of followers, they're not going to fucking check their requests.
And what I was saying is, if they're not checking their requests on Instagram, why the fuck are they checking their messages on Clubhouse? I feel like if you're a celebrity, which I'm not, so I put myself in their mindset. Okay, I get a lot of the DMs here. Why the fuck? If they add DMs here, then there's gonna be a lot of random motherfuckers DMing me here the same way they're DMing me on Instagram. I'm not checking my Instagram DMs. I don't give a fuck about checking my Clubhouse DMs because they're the exact same shit. I don't care about that. Like, that's what I'm here for. And you were saying?
Okay, so what I was saying was, you gotta understand that they have this is just like when they go live. They have 1 million people fucking messaging them, saying comments on live, all that. So therefore, on Clubhouse, they don't even have half that. Like, I see a lot of celebrities, like the game, for instance. I looked on his followers, he has 30-something thousand. And you try to say they had 300,000. No, he has 30-something thousand followers. And that's the game. For a lot of like people that I'm interested in, like YouTube influencers, podcasters and shit, they have way less. Like, I have almost 2,000. A lot of these people, it's so early, it's only been 100-some days. So Instagram has been around for years. They only have a couple thousand. Nigga. There's not as many people on fucking Instagram than there is on Clubhouse. Like, okay, check this out. You're famous, right? Mm-hmm. You got a YouTube, right? Mm-hmm. So this is in the beta stages. We're not gonna take any because he obviously has a lot of followers. We're gonna take one of my like YouTubers that I like. He has 3,000 followers, which I see a lot of right. Yeah. I see a lot of people have them. On Clubhouse, you have 3,000. So let's say out of that you get maybe 200, 300 messages, which I don't know, but let's say you have that many messages. You're gonna be more inclined to like check those messages and see who's messaging you over checking your request box and seeing a fucking million messages.
And I feel like once the messaging comes, they're the same way they think about Instagram messaging is the same way they'll think about Clubhouse messaging. It don't matter how many messages they actually get. I just think that they'll perceive it the same way because they're already famous. So it's like, I don't care how many messages I have here or how many messages I have here. I don't give a fuck because I know it's the same shit. I don't care if it's 300 here or 1,000 here. I'm not checking that shit because I know it's the same shit, even though it's less. It's the same shit. I just feel like if they start adding the same kind of things that are already on different social medias, then it becomes the same. And I feel like Clubhouse should find a way to invent their own shit. I mean, we were talking about that shit, and you were saying like, okay, what the fuck can they think of?
Wait, but rewind. Don't go too past this because I have another point.
Go ahead.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but nigga, like I said before, and I'm not trying to like toot my horn or anything, but I've had probably over, I'm not gonna say how many, but like I've had a lot of people who are celebrities that would have never even knew who I was, like my shit, message me, fucking follow me, and I would have never had them. They're actually finding, you're right. You may like see your shit, and you may be like, damn, this bitch is ugly, this nigga's lame, this bitch is weird, but they might actually be more inclined to see who you are and be interested in you if you see, okay, if I'm just talking to you in Clubhouse, right? And we're having a good conversation, or you think I'm cute as hell, or you want to get in contact with me because you're fucking liking my pictures, you're fucking talking to me, you're going to be more inclined to fucking message me in Clubhouse where you can actually find my message and see it.
Okay, and speaking on that, I feel like that's okay to say now because there isn't a messaging system on Clubhouse. So it's okay to say, like, if one of these celebrities really wanted to fuck with you, which a lot of them do, they'll just DM you on Instagram right now because that's the way to do it. But I feel like once they implement a messaging system on Clubhouse, then that whole, I don't know, like that feeling of, okay, it's not here, it's there, so I gotta go do it there. I feel like that feeling will go away because now it's everywhere. And their shit's gonna be flooded, even though it's not gonna be as flooded because they might have 10,000 here, but 10 million here. It won't be as flooded, but the same kind of mentality they would have towards that messaging system, they would take on towards this messaging system. That's what I feel like. But I might be wrong, but that's what I feel like.
But you gotta realize, like,
if they want to message you, they know how to message you. So if they wanted to message you anyways, they know how to do it. I'm the celebrity in this situation. So if I want to get in contact with you, it's not hard at all. I know if I say, hey, here's my number, wherever the fuck I send it, I can send that shit to you on fucking MySpace. Wherever I send it at, you're going to respond because I'm the celebrity and you want to get in contact with me more than I want to get in contact with you. But I feel like when it becomes oversaturated with random ass messages, then they kind of like block that out the same way they blocked out their Instagram DMs.
But I think that would apply. Okay, check this out. That would apply more. Okay, example. If that's a fact, right? Like the messages, like you would think that the following, like, okay, most people on Instagram who have blue checks are famous. They're not gonna follow you because they're famous, and they're not gonna follow random ass people. Like even if you are cute or even if you are popping, like they're gonna only follow like people that they want to follow.
Right.
So, if what you're saying, your theory is right, they wouldn't follow people on Clubhouse. They would have that same mentality of I'm not gonna follow this person
Right, because
this and this.
it's not at that stage yet.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's why they have their mentality. But when it becomes to that stage where they add messaging and add these different things, then that becomes the same thing as over here because I'm already famous. I don't care. So it becomes the same thing. That's why I feel like Clubhouse should find a way to add. Okay, so for example, when you first got on Facebook, or when you first got on Instagram, or you first got on Twitter, back then to what it is now, it's two different apps, damn near. Because they've added so much new things and they've innovated so many different new things. So that's why I feel like instead of Clubhouse adding these other kind of features that these other apps already have, they should come up with their own kind of features. Now, you were saying, what the fuck should they come up with? And it's kind of like, okay, if me and you knew what they should come up with, we wouldn't be in this position. We'll be in Silicon Valley or wherever the fuck creating these features. We'll be rich already off creating these features. So we can't fathom or think about what features. Well, we can't think what features they should add because we haven't seen it yet. But once they add a feature we haven't seen yet, then we get used to it. Then it becomes a thing. Like for example, Instagram added stories. We never seen that before. Facebook didn't want to add stories, and whatever added stories.
Twitter added stories.
Just not added stories.
Snapchat added stories.
Yeah, we've never seen certain kind of features. So back then it was like, well, what the fuck could they add? Then they add this, and we're like, oh shit, that's raw as hell. You can have a story for 24 hours. So I feel like Clubhouse just try to find their own unique new thing to add that other apps haven't added. I feel like if they go with the route that other apps already have, or features other apps already have, then they won't last. But I feel like if they add certain new shit that we've never seen before, then that's what would make them last longer or last forever.
I mean, I don't necessarily think that this app will last anyways. So even if they
I'm in a different mindset than that.
Even if they do add DMing or whatever, like I'm not necessarily saying that they're gonna last because of that. I'm saying I think that would be a better way to network, at least in my position.
Yeah, it's a better way to network.
See, I wasn't saying that they're gonna last because of it. I was saying I think that will be easier, at least in my case, to network and to do shit. But that doesn't necessarily mean. I just think they should add it. That's all I said. I think they should add it because my benefit, it'll benefit me.
Well, yeah, and I feel the opposite. I feel like if they do add that, then maybe it will be better for DMs, maybe, or it'll be better for networking a little bit more, maybe, than other apps. But then they'll dull down their shit, and they become like what? Like the thing about Clubhouse is, of course, there might be other apps like that have chat rooms type of effect, but they're not as popping, and there's not all of these influencers on there like there is on Clubhouse. So I feel like once they start going the route of every other app, then they become like every other app. Then there's a thing, and then now there's an easier chance for them to die away because it's like, okay, I can DM this bitch over here where I have 10 million followers, or I give a fuck about trying to DM a bitch here when I have 3,000. So it's like, I'm thinking about it because obviously influencers control shit. If all the influencers left Clubhouse, then there is no Clubhouse. We're on there because, like what we just said, we're able to speak to some of our favorite people in the world on there, where we usually wouldn't be able to speak to them in any circumstances. So I feel like once they start adding certain shit that's already in different places, then it's like, why would I do this here where I have 3,000 followers when I can do the exact same shit over here where I have 10 million followers? Because I'm more big over here. Everybody wants to look big and be big. So it's like, I can just do the same shit over here where I'm already big. But because you guys have a feature that other apps don't have, okay, I'm going to go on here and try to grow an audience here with this new feature. So it's like, keep adding new features so these big people want to stay. Because if I look at it like this, right? If you have something here that isn't over here, but I'm big over here, but I'm not as big over here, but because you have this feature that's not over here, I'll stay over here to grow off this feature. But if you have the exact same things here, that is exactly here, it's like, it'll be like if I have a YouTube channel, right, with 1 million followers, but I have another YouTube channel with 100 million followers, why would I use my million follower thing when I can do the exact same thing I'm doing here over here with 10 million? So in order for me to stay on where I have lower following, add different shit that's not here.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying, well, first of all, I don't think that it really matters. Like, it does matter, but I don't think it matters as much as you're saying of the features.
Because we don't have.
Wait,
well, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think it matters as much with the features because you gotta realize, like, Clubhouse is not competing with Instagram, and it's not competing with Facebook, and it's not competing with like Snapchat.
Yes.
It's no, yeah, you're right. But right now it's not. It's competing with more. It's like the same thing as like Discord, and it's the same thing as like Twitch, and it's the same thing with like Zoom and shit. It's not. It actually is lower than that. But it's the same thing. Wait, it's the same thing as those things. And you're saying like, oh well, like chat rooms and shit, like. The reason why it's big is because now less celebrities are on that. There's like Twitch and like Discord and shit. There's major money and major people. It's just people that we don't know. It's major people on there. Also,
it's not as big as to the public. Like for example,
Twitch is huge.
Well, yeah, but Twitch is not like most other apps except for maybe Facebook. But nobody gives a fuck about Facebook because Twitch has more of a different prestige to it. It's like for example, I feel like the reason why. Back 4 years ago, Snapchat was the shit. Yeah. We're all on Snapchat. But the reason why we're not as focused on Snapchat as we used to be, because the exact same shit I can do on Snapchat, I can do on Instagram and more. So why would I waste my time spending all this time on 24-hour footage on Snapchat when I can do the exact same shit on Twitter?
But that's because
where I have more shit.
No, Snapchat didn't copy them. They copied Snapchat. That's why.
And that's another thing. I'm saying
Facebook, Facebook added. You're able to go into your own room and make rooms with other people. So you got to realize these things are not failing because they're copying other people. These things are failing because other people are copying them.
That's even more of the thing. So if you look at it like that, then it becomes kind of I think we're just programmed a different way. So if Clubhouse is doing something brand new, right? And then Instagram steals it, I'm aware. I can see that I was on Snapchat. I was on Clubhouse doing this thing, and I can see that all of a sudden now Instagram has it. Bitch, y'all stole that from them. So it kind of becomes like y'all niggas are lame, kind of like it becomes. I think a stigma comes around it. I really do believe that because
it never did before. Everybody always gravitated towards other things.
What did somebody steal that we fucked with harder than other places?
Instagram stole the Snapchat, like Snapchat stories, like the element of having a story and having like you can record this and just post it and then you can see it in 24 hours. Facebook and Snapchat stole that from them. Instagram is the biggest fucking platform that we have, that like the biggest celebrities have right now. They didn't say, oh well, Instagram stole the story element from Snapchat.
So let me ask you something. Mm-hmm. What do you think, not taking your own personal, what you got going on out of it, right?
Right.
What would you think would be better for Clubhouse? Implementing things that, let's say, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or Facebook already have, or creating their own new thing? What do you think would be better for them to grow bigger?
I think that obviously, if you were to come up with something brand new and something like crazy, like let's say the only thing that I could think of that's like brand new and crazy is like something that's like virtual, like virtual in a sense of like. You know how like they have those little things that you can see.
Yeah, because I think if Clubhouse, like there's certain things that they would add that would fuck them up. Like adding I heard a lot of people on Clubhouse saying add video, and I think video would fuck up Clubhouse because we're on Clubhouse. Clubhouse is busting from midnight till 6 in the morning. Bad bitches run the world in my eyes. Wherever the bad bitch is at, no offense to bitches.
In your eyes.
Wherever we're queens at, if it's an app full of men, men are getting the fuck off that app.
But if it's an app full of bitches, then bitches are gonna get off
Yeah,
the app.
no, but if it's an app full of bitches, niggas are sliding.
No, I'm saying if it was an app just with bitches,
okay, let's move that. My original point was if they add video, a lot of these people, men and women, are laying in bed in the dark at 2 a.m., but they're able to use their voice and still be impactful. If they add video, now you females have to try to get yourself done up, and then that kills the whole thing. Yeah, you don't want to do that anymore. So I'm just saying there's certain things that if they add will fuck them up, and there's certain things that they add will enhance them.
Yeah,
I just don't know what they...
I'm not saying, like, yeah, I agree. The video part might, but it also, you never know. Because maybe they'll do
Are you going to get done up at 3 in the morning to get in one of these chat rooms?
That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to go full video where you can only do video. They may also do video where, like, okay, well, maybe you can have chat rooms.
If you add video to audio, now they're going to be like, especially the popping people, they're going to be like, bitch, well, let me see you on video. You're talking about this, you PTRing.
Well, no, they may have rooms where they only have video, or they may have, like, video hours. They could do video hours only in the daytime because maybe they don't want, like, it to become a porn site or something.
Okay, let me ask you this. Generally speaking, just overall landscape, if we just have to make a guess, do you think Clubhouse is going to rise, pop like how it is right now, and then go down like Triller or Vine? Or do you think it's going to stick around like a Twitter or Instagram for 10 plus years? If you had to guess right now.
Overall, I most definitely think it's, and let me say why. Don't
Go ahead. No, I'm not. I'm listening.
I honestly, because I don't think.
No, give your answer before your explanation.
No, listen.
Answer before your explanation.
Answer
before your explanation.
No, I hate when you do this.
I hate when I ask you a question.
Okay,
and you give me a fucking billion story. No. Answer and then give me your story.
No, listen.
Answer and then your story. I'm not listening. La 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 la. Come on, answer and give me your story.
I'm gonna answer. Listen.
Okay, I'm listening.
Okay, right. Sorry.
See, now I'm listening.
I'm just kidding.
Cool.
Okay. I don't, first of all, to tap on that, I hate when he does that shit. Oh, you can only do a yes or no.
Because I'll ask her a question that's a yes or no straight answer. And she'll tell me about the fucking planets. Bitch, answer the question.
I don't say fucking about the planets. Well, maybe some does. But I don't.
Answer the fucking question.
I don't think a question I think that, first of all, you can explain why you think this way. Second of all,
of course you can.
Listen, listen. I don't think all questions are either yes or no. I think you can also be like, well, maybe.
But I'm asking you yes or no.
Listen. I think maybe I'm 70% yes, and I'm like the rest of the percent no.
That don't last.
So I'm gonna explain because we've gone to this now. Okay, I am about 80% no and 40% yes. Just because, don't say it. Because, first of all, I think when it goes public, and anybody can get on it, and Android users are going to get on it, this shit has been so hyped up. All I see on my social medias is people asking, where's the Clubhouse invite? Can I get a Clubhouse invite? What's Clubhouse? I'm trying to get in Clubhouse. Like, flooded with fucking Clubhouse. And then, on top of that, the people who are on Clubhouse, me and you included, are fucking gloating and putting screenshots and writing on our little statuses saying, damn, I was in Clubhouse with Chris Brown. Damn, I was in Clubhouse with Game. I was in Clubhouse with this famous person. And so it's hyping up people even more. So once this shit gets public, people are going to flood. Unknown people, weird people, hood people, drunk people, thought bitches, everybody is going to flood. Unless, this is why I'm saying 40% yes, unless they put a limit to where they say, you cannot just join, because if you all know, you can join any room you want. Like, it doesn't matter. If you find that room, you can join it. Like, don't matter who you are.
Hard to find rooms, though.
I mean, if you follow that person, if you say I love this person, Chris Brown, I'm going to follow him and I'm going to turn on my bell. I can get into any room he posts. So really, it's not that hard to find. If you know the person that you like, you're getting into that room. So it's really easy. So what I'm saying is, if they end up putting a limit to where if I make a room, only the people that I want to get in the room can come. Then, no, they don't, because I can get into any
private rooms.
I've never seen a private room.
They haven't made it, but I feel like, okay, I understand what you're saying.
No, wait, let me.
Go ahead.
Okay, so if they have it to where, like that, like I said, like if you make a mass room to where it's 1,000 people, but it's only the people that I'm paying, like nobody else can join, then I think it will last. Which that might be a probability. I'm not saying that's like not gonna happen. Then it might last a little longer than what I think it is. But if they keep it exactly the same how it is, honestly, I don't think it will, because in these rooms, people are saying shit that they don't want to get in. Like, these are confidentiality rooms. Like, people are saying shit that they don't want the public to know about. Like, they're getting really comfortable on these rooms. So therefore, these rooms are going to get massive. From 1,000 people or a couple hundred people or just 100 people to 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. Like, this is going to be something to where, damn, I'm getting on Clubhouse and I'm fucking going in front of a huge audience. I might as well do a concert. Like, this, I'm not getting paid for this shit.
Okay, can I say something to that?
Yeah, you can say it.
First of all, they already have private rooms where they can only ping their people in. Second of all, these celebrities are being very transparent in
Wait,
these
question.
rooms.
I just have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry,
No, go ahead.
I don't know much about the private rooms, but in the private rooms, okay, when they ping other people, can other people come in those rooms?
Yeah.
My
okay,
point.
Okay, but look, no, the people that they ping come in those rooms.
No, I'm saying can other people, like if...
No, if it's private, only the people ping in there.
Okay.
But look, first of all, these artists, these celebrities are being transparent in these rooms, and they're being honest in these rooms, but at the same time, they're taking that with a grain of salt. They're not being super duper, like, they're not going to tell us what they did last night, or if they do drugs, or this and that.
Definitely.
Because at the end of the day, you can record what's going on in these rooms. Like, if you have two phones, you can't take your other phone and record what's going on. Like, they know that, and they're not being super crazy. I think what the thing is, they're not being super crazy and super honest in these rooms, but they're being more vulnerable, as in they're giving another side of them. Like, if you, for example, I was using him for example because I've been in a lot of his rooms and we're using him as an example, but he's not like the fucking shit. I mean, he is the shit, but like, you know what I mean? Like, for the game, for example, right? He's more so showing a different side of him more than just being super duper honest and just saying anything. Like, certain shit you ask him, like if I ask Game, do you do cocaine, and we all speculate that he does, he's not gonna answer that. He'll just kick you out. Like, don't ask him stupid. And people around him would just be like, why are you even asking stupid shit like that? Like, it's not like that. It's more of like he's showing a different side. Like, if you have an artist to follow and all you hear from his music is kill this, kill that, gang bang this, fuck that, in the rooms you'll hear more about the actual person that he is, more so than the artist. You'll hear about, I do, like, for example, like, you won't think like a famous artist that you follow that talks about killing, you wouldn't think that, oh, he's vegan and he's spiritual. You wouldn't think that if you listen to his music, but listen to him talk in Clubhouse, you understand that he's more than just that. He's actually a human being that has beliefs and shit like that. So it's not like they're going to be all transparent in these rooms and just answer any wild ass question. I'm sorry, I'm burping.
After you're done, so don't get on the subject.
Okay, and second of all, damn, I forgot what I was about to say. No, it's not you, it's me. I'm fucking drunk. But second of all, they're just like, and okay, even if it does get open to the public, I don't think the way they speak in these rooms are going to change. I think it'll be more people, but I don't think it's going to make a big difference. Like, they're going to scare away from the ad because there's more people in here. I think they'll still, because a lot of these celebrities rooms that I've been in, it's more of they're just like us type rooms. Like it's not just like when like for example, right? Okay, I've been in a lot of the games room because he's one of the main people. Like he gets on Clubhouse every single day, and I've been in his rooms all the time. And now it's like the other day he see me down at the bottom of his way because first of all, a lot of these people that we're talking about don't have the patience to sit in the audience until they get brought up to as a speaker. Because when you've been there, you sat there for hours, or I sat there for hours. I have two phones, so I'll put my other phone in the Clubhouse room. Like for example, I have my other phone in the Clubhouse room.
Wait, before you get on the subject, because you're.
No, I'm not getting off subject. Hold on, I'm not getting off. But I've sat in the room, and then I've heard Game say, "Oh, that's that nigga Red. Bring him up." And it's like, okay, he brought me up, and now he kind of knows who I am a little bit, and he kind of like fucks with me in a Clubhouse setting, right? So it's like they aren't just gonna shy away from what they're doing. Like the message I've seen him be doing is like he'll have rooms where they're talking about very spiritual things, or he'll have rooms where they're talking about positivity and just different aspects of them more than just the typical rap shit you hear them say. So I feel like that won't change because more people have came along. They're not just in there wilding and saying random shit. Cause at the end of the day, you can record what they're saying. Cause like Meek Mill and what's dude's name, DJ Academics had a room where they had a very wild conversation, but not a wild conversation, but just like cause they don't fuck with each other, and they had a very intellectual conversation where they were explaining each other like why. Like Meek Mill was saying why he doesn't fuck with DJ Academics and the kind of things he does in the media and why he doesn't respect him. And they were just having a conversation that probably wouldn't happen anywhere else. And that conversation did get recorded and leaked into YouTube. And they both know that it's gonna happen. They're not. It's like they're in there saying, "Yeah, oh, I'm Meek Mill. I'm in here, and I know this is a secret, fucking." Secret app and nobody's gonna hear me and so I'm gonna talk about how I do coke and how I cheated on my bitch and how I get fucked and da 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 da. Like they're not gonna say nothing like that and they never will. So it's not like that's gonna change. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, when I said that, that's not what I mean. Nobody's gonna. It doesn't matter what social media app you're on. You're not gonna just say your deepest, darkest secrets.
Right.
On any social, it doesn't matter what, like you're talking to random people. It doesn't even matter if it's your like big group of friends. These are things that like personal things like, oh, I cheat on my bitch. You're not gonna say to people unless it's like your fucking homie or your family member. I'm not speaking on that. I'm more speaking in the sense of okay, I have two examples. One room, or not one room, like several rooms. I've seen rooms where they're speaking, like I said before, on gems, on shit that is making you famous, shit that is making you successful, shit that it literally, shit that literally you could go in there and listen to and will literally make you rich. That type of shit will, like, I'm not gonna go into a room and speak to millions of people and say these things that could make all y'all rich and push y'all on if I'm not getting paid. One, I'm not getting paid for this shit. I'm not doing like Instagram has like promos and you can like do Fashion Nova, like shit to get you paid for it, advertisements and shit. You're not getting paid for none of this shit. So that's one reason why I think celebrities are gonna shy away from that because like I'm not gonna give all this information. Like they're getting impersonal in that sense of like I'm giving you information like that could really benefit you in your life. Why would I give this information to the fucking whole world? That's one thing. Second thing, you're saying that people aren't saying personal things. Nigga, I was in a room last night that was a scamming room. And I was gonna invite you, but it was like at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I was like, fuck it. But bro, they literally they were telling me step by step how to scam and how to do these, and it wasn't just one type of scam like unemployment scam. It was all types of scams. Like people were coming in and like, oh yeah, I got a scamming thing.
Those niggas are dumbass,
Bro,
dickheads,
but
and
listen,
they're going
okay,
down.
but listen,
town.
But listen.
Hands behind their back.
You're right. But
Read your rights.
Shut up. Listen, there was only about 87 people in there the whole time I was in there. So you gotta realize, you're right. Like that's dumb. But if I'm speaking to 87 people, and you can see how many people are watching you. I'm gonna be more inclined, which they did, to speak about these gems to 87 people versus speaking to fucking 100,000 people. I'm not gonna speak to 100,000 people about the fucking illegal shit.
But that's a perception, because no matter what,
they don't do it on Instagram.
But okay, that's a
and
perception, because no matter what, they're dumbasses. No matter how many people are in there, that doesn't matter. The Clubhouse is recording all your conversations.
But people don't do it on Instagram though. And people have millions of followers.
I think that goes back to this is a brand new app, so people just feel. I don't know.
You're proving my point.
But
that's what I'm saying. This is a new app.
I don't think that's
There's
gonna
not
change.
as many people on there, so therefore.
Okay, well, in a long run, that would probably change, but then that means the app would have to make it to the long run, which I believe it will. Of course, the app is gonna change the bigger it gets, but I feel like.
But I think the hype is going to go down because you can't talk about as much shit because there might be police in the shit.
But these police are in these rooms anyway.
I mean, people don't really don't think it.
Like, and these niggas are acting like, well, I don't know what they're thinking, but these niggas are acting like, because I don't give a fuck if there's 30 people in there. The police can fucking still be in there, one, and two, they can go back to these conversations. This is a public platform. This is not you in your fucking living room talking to your friend. You're on a public app on your iPhone speaking to public people on an app that is obviously recorded no matter what the fuck you think. Everything you do in every single app is recorded, and that shit can be brought back to you.
But your shit is
so
recorded also when you're not on an app. Just like we were talking
Yeah,
before.
but
no.
But it's not the same thing as an
no.
app. Come on now. The app is public information.
No.
So you tell me,
okay,
so let me ask you something.
Yeah.
So we're sticking to the police shit, right?
Yeah.
What do you think will hold better in court, hypothetically? Just give me your answer straight. I won't give you no fucking story. Hypothetically, right? If you were talking about scamming, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think if I was a lawyer, police, whatever the fuck, right? What do you think is gonna hold better? On my case, you on your phone talking to your best friend about scamming, or you on the app talking to 100 people about scamming? What do you think I can use better for my indictment against you? The app, because we're given to a public platform.
Okay, listen.
That's for everybody. Nobody owns that audio yet. That's another thing about Clubhouse. These audio, we don't know what's going on with these audios. There's certain people like we want to do our own. We do want to do our own. We talk like this about different topics. So you guys should definitely tune in if you don't have us on Clubhouse. Add us. Same thing as our Instagrams. Where these audios aren't owned. So there's certain people who want to have podcasts. Because these topics are like having a podcast on these rooms. There's people who want to do that, but it's like, how do you monetize that? Same way you can monetize your Facebook, same way you can monetize your Instagram. Who owns that audio? We don't know because they haven't given us that information yet. So like we could do this whole podcast right now on the app, but do we own that audio or do they own that audio? We don't know yet. So it's like you're speaking to these things, but you don't know who owns this audio. This audio could be used for anything. For all we know, the police made this fucking app. We don't know shit. You know what I'm saying?
But listen, that's my thing. You're proving exactly why I think that it's gonna die down is because you're right. Nobody knows who owns it. Just like how Facebook was, like how Facebook used to be, like you could say anything on Facebook. You could fucking do whatever the fuck you want. You could put porn on Facebook and you wouldn't get fucking banned or like blocked or whatever, and like we don't know, so therefore people don't think like us. People don't think like, I shouldn't say this here because we don't know what the fuck, whatever, we don't know who's recording it, whatever, but a lot of people, the majority, don't think like that. So therefore, if you're not being penalized for something, or somebody's not coming to you like Facebook and saying, this was bad, you said fucking weed, or you said some fucked up shit, we're banning you, or we're blocking you, then the regular mind is going to think, oh, I'm not being punished You know, like I don't know who's fucking behind this, so therefore I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want.
Okay.
Listen.
No, I want to directly to that point. So last night I was in a room with this guy. He was cool with Royce, the 5'9", and it was his name was DJ something, I forgot, but he is big. And he was speaking directly about that, and he was saying that one of his pages got banned, right? He had to make a new page, and he feels like the reason they got banned was because he was asking real questions. So he was saying he was being very negative. I wanted to say something, but like I ended up saying something later. But he was saying like everybody's in these rooms talking about 2021 affirmations and what they want to do, and blah, have it being positive on the app. And he was saying like 2021 is not what y'all think it is. It's going to be harder. This is the time for us to strap up. We're going to a real war with these people, blah blah. Man, he was saying he wanted to ask real questions. Like he said, he went to a room with a full of white Jews and saying, "What do you guys think about black Jews?" People who are saying they're Hebrews. I believe it. The term Hebrews. I forgot what the term is for black Jews. I believe it's Hebrews, but if I'm wrong, correct me, you guys. But he was saying, what do you white people think about black people being Jews and this and that, and asking the real tough questions, the real hard questions. He's saying his shit was being. He said he felt like he was being blackballed by the app for asking these kind of questions, because he said he wasn't doing it. He wasn't doing like the, how we seen the real freaky rooms and people PTR in their pussy and shit like that. He was saying, if you don't know PTR, don't worry about it. But he was saying people.
Pull to refresh. You pull it.
Yeah, it's complicated. You
download it.
Yeah, but it was like PTR in their pussy, PTR in their ass, PTR and talking about all these kind of shit, and everything's cool. But as soon as he got talking about some real shit, some black empowerment shit, the real deep shit, he felt like his rooms, like he said, he wasn't able to ping people like he was able to before. He wasn't able to do certain shit. So I feel like they're already monetizing what's being said. Because if you think about this is the first app where niggas can really, like, bro, imagine if one of these celebrities right now said, I'm making a room about black this, and we're going to band together and say, fuck this, and they have 1,000 people in the room. That becomes a movement. You can create real movements. Like these things are more powerful, and I feel like they're being blacklisted. So I feel like they're already being monetized or watched or whatever the word is on these certain kind of rooms.
But you don't think I didn't know that, and that's enlightening to me. I appreciate you saying that, because that's crazy as fuck. And I actually now think differently about the app just because you said that. But that just proves to me actually that one, like, every app that gets bigger gets more investors and gets more people to like monitor it and fucking, ban you for this and do this and put advertisements on it and make it more of like a consumer type of thing and make you have to, buy this and put, just like fucking white people getting their hands fucking involved in it. And what I'm saying is, like, if that's true, then that's a problem, and that's gonna happen more. And once it happens more, people are gonna be more like, whoa, what the fuck? We can't even, like, those demon rooms and shit. You don't think that those are gonna be fucking banned and shit?
No.
Bro, once white people
I don't think that? Because that's just a nigga ass thing. Like, y'all not doing. Okay, so his point and what I kind of agree with is like, what you're saying is right? I believe what you're saying, but I believe the topic matters. So, of course, it gets bigger. Different people get their hands involved. I feel like anything that grows, anything that has a certain cult following, even when it comes to certain people, if you have this many people following you, okay, now I have to, as a higher up, whatever y'all want to believe in, as a higher up, I have to monitor you and make sure you're not getting these people to ban against me. If you're telling these people to fuck each other and fuck, marry, kill all these weird ass rooms, not weird, all these rooms, all these fucking freaky ass rooms, I don't give a fuck. More nigger shit, more goofy.
So why does Facebook and all the other apps
more goofy shit, more blah blah shit, whatever. Do whatever the fuck you want. But if you're using your following to create a real positive change, I'm not with that. So I'm gonna fuck that up because I run this shit. So I feel like the bigger the app gets, the more people get into it. And what you're saying about these fuck made kill them, I don't think they're gonna give a fuck about that shit.
Okay,
because it's not Facebook. Facebook is different.
Like, wait, Ryan, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is with the positive shit, which this app
is
based on fucking like yes
but
at nighttime. No, listen. Yes, at nighttime I do demon time shit, but this app is mainly positive and mainly black people. So what you're saying is contradicting yourself.
It's not mainly black.
Okay, well my
this app,
algorithm is.
This app is very algorithm based.
Yeah.
It's super algorithm based. I don't follow any white people unless they're like in our culture already. So I don't see the other side. But they're saying this app is like 30% black people and 70% white people. Like we're only seeing our black rooms and all this because that's what we follow. This app, so for example, right? On Instagram, what you like a lot, when you get your explore page, is all you see. My explore page could be super different from your explore page, right? On my explore page, I see bad bitches, spiritual shit, and sports shit. There's people that tell me their explore page, they see fucking cooking
animals and
so it depends on what you like. So we've evolved into this algorithm based type social media place, right? And they've taken that but to where it's at right now. So we've grown into that with these different apps, and where we're at the end, I would say, for example, just like try to follow me if you can. So we've grown into these algorithm type things, especially on YouTube. What you watch on YouTube, you see more of that, right? I watch ESPN all the time on YouTube, so I see that on my homepage. Your homepage and my homepage are probably two different homepages because of what we watch on YouTube. So that's where we've gotten to, right? In 2020. Starting from 2010, we've gotten to that. They're just now picking up from 2020. So they're not starting back here. They don't have to grow into that. They're already right there. So they're super duper algorithm based. So what you follow is what you see. We don't follow a lot of white people. I don't think we follow any white people like that or in different cultures around like that. So we're seeing what we already follow, what we like, and what we see. So that's what we're seeing. So we're not seeing the other side of Clubhouse.
But I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so maybe we have different definitions of like Clubhouse dying. I think you may have, by what you just said, you might have a different definition. My definition of Clubhouse dying, like Facebook is still very major. We think Facebook isn't major because of
probably one of the biggest.
Yeah. Right. But we think it isn't
because
so we're not on
I get your definition. Okay.
So I'm talking about
it's kind of like artists, okay? Or celebrities or anything, right? Okay. So for example, right? Let's say a celebrity, a comedian, anything, right? You get to a point where you're nothing, right? And then you move up and you become something, right? And then you become hot, right? And like you're the hottest thing out right now. But then you have to transform that hot into a staple. Like you're in here no matter what happens to you, you're in here. Because when you're hot, you can be cold and it's over. But you have to take that hotness into becoming a consistent kind of figure, like a household name, where you become that. Like for example, to us, Facebook is not popping. It's not hot. It's not the new hot thing. It's not, it's not like a thing that intrigues us that much. But at the end of the day, it's still the biggest company, one of the biggest social media things in the world. It's kind of like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart went up and he was hot. Everything Kevin Hart did was whatever the fuck, like we wanted to see Kevin Hart. But now he's at a point where he's not hot. He's not like, he's already in, he's a staple. He's not as funny as he used to be when he was hot. Where nobody's running to Kevin Hart. Like Lil Wayne, nobody's checking and running to him all the time like we used to. But he's still there. He's still that nigga. And so maybe your definition is not being hot. anymore, like the new hot thing that everybody's running to and everybody's thirsty for. But that doesn't mean they won't last.
But I'm mostly speaking on I'm mostly speaking on, okay, so back to what you said about the I'm assuming he was black, the person that went into the Jews room and said, like, what did he say, like,
yeah,
questioning,
when y'all think about real Jews,
yeah.
He said they were selling his phone. He said he was like, they said we accept all allies. He was like, no, nigga, I'm not. Fuck all that shit. What do y'all really think about them?
Right.
And then he was like, they said, well, let me put you into a private room. We can talk about this, blah blah, in front of everybody, and blah blah. He was like, no, fuck that shit. Answer the real question. And he was saying nobody's answering the hard questions. That everybody's just bullshitting around like we do. These kind of rooms and this kind of room. Nobody's asking like, oh, be positive.
But wait.
Nobody's asking the hard, real questions.
But my point was, he essentially, whatever got banned or he couldn't ping people or whatever. That's my point. You're saying that, and going back to what I'm saying is, I'm saying the app is going to die in a sense of, for what it is right now, like this positivity, like black people, this positivity, like networking as black people, which is what I see. You're right. Like, I don't see the white side or like the whatever other side of it. I'm saying, if what you're saying is right, where he got banned and shit, don't you think that once other people start dipping their hands in it, it's going to get more like, you're going to get banned for saying this, you're going to get banned for saying this, especially with the positivity, black shit, and all this like networking, and obviously we're suppressed, and like, obviously, like, don't you think they're going to want to suppress us even more? I don't
think that's going to get banned.
But you just said that he got banned for that. Why would he get banned for that?
That's different. I feel like...
How?
I think that's different because, like how he was saying, that's real. Like, okay, all this positivity stuff is real, and it is what it is, and we're networking, and we're meeting new people, and we're growing our businesses and stuff like that. He's saying that's cool and all, but the real tough, hard questions, you can't ask that nowhere. And he's saying, like, excuse me, for example, the conversations we be having all the time, off just me and you, he's saying like those kind of conversations won't, they hold too much weight. They wake people up too much. Like it's.
But I've seen I've literally tuned into conversations like that.
Well, I don't know.
And if that's gonna get banned, then that's gonna be a major. Because I see so many spiritual people on there that actually do have. I don't know what rooms you've been in, but do have conversations like that.
I told you I was in that 11 room and made bitches cry in there.
Exactly.
But I mean, I feel like, but even that is becoming a trend. I feel like these major companies, if they're smart, they know that there's a business in that.
But they clearly don't if you got banned.
No, that's different. Okay. I feel like what he was saying, I think you have to be there to really, cause like, yeah. I'm saying what he was saying, but not exactly what he was saying, because I don't remember, but I feel like what you're saying is right, but they're not as real or as deep, or they're just not like, it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, yeah, we can talk amongst ourselves about certain shit. It's like if you went to a room, even not Clubhouse, it's a regular room full of white people, and you seriously ask them, what do you think about slavery, and they gave your honest opinions, it's not the same as you being amongst all black people and saying, hey, let's uplift each other and let's this and that. Even that has become a trend. For example, we're just talking.
Black Lives Matter was banned on TikTok.
See, shit like that.
You don't think that shit would be banned there? Shit is
not
going
to an extent.
No, shit is going to.
I think. Okay, to a certain extent. Okay. For example, this is just a wild ass example. You just have to really follow me on this. Okay. For example, rap music started off as a form of protest, right? Mm-hmm. It was like fuck the police, fuck the government, fuck this and that, right? And it became a movement, a protest, a way to express yourself about how you hated the things that was going on in your community, right? And then as it got bigger, these white people got their hands in it, and they're like, oh, you're popping, talking about this, so let me offer you this much money to not stop talking about it, but to more or less like I think they would just more start. Damn, I'm trying to find the right thing to say this so I don't like steer people off what I'm trying to say to make them understand what I'm saying. But it's not like if I get a big following talking about Black Lives Matter, for example, a white man might come to me and say, "Hey, I see you're getting a lot of money talking about this, but let me make you talk about it this way, and I'll pay you X amount of money." And that's kind of like what they say, selling your soul or selling out. Like, okay, I'll take that money and I'll kind of transform my audience or steer them the wrong way to talk about it this way. Or I don't know. I think they make certain things that they find a way to profit off certain things. So if certain people are talking, it's kind of like how we're talking about how these girls, or just not even girls, these people, period, men and women, are not even spiritual, but it's the trend.
Yeah.
So they start doing it, and now a bitch that don't even know about half the shit she's talking about is like, I do tarot card readings and I do this, but bitch, you don't really even know what you're doing because it's trending. It's a trending topic. It's what's popping now, and I feel like they will take that and make it into their own. Like they'll put money behind it and make certain people become these influencers about these awake things because there's money behind it now. Like they see this is popular, this is popular. I can benefit off this, so let me pay you to make more money off it. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, but
no,
I feel like you get it.
But that's exactly, like, you're literally saying exactly what I'm saying. Like, I think that white people would dip their hands into it because this is something that white people always fucking, what? Like, big investors are going to see something that's popping and fucking do what they want with it and twist and turn it and fucking, I think when they twist and turn it, which will most likely happen if this app stays how it is and stays popping and grows, they're going to get their hands in it, and they always fuck it up. So I think that the way the app is now, how we're all like doing what we want to do, and like, you know, like KKK could come into the app, and then a bunch of fucking Black Lives Matter could come into the app, and they could have a full-on argument and say racial slurs and say whatever the fuck they want, and nobody would fucking get banned for it. At least
I feel like it's the way they do it. So if they see something growing and becoming too big for them to handle, they'll find a way to pay these big people to do it a different way and still profit off them. I feel like it's all profit. Like if they find a way to profit off it and still, you know, let you get paid off it, but obviously whatever you're getting paid, they're getting paid 10 times more. So I feel like it just depends on how they do it. Like how you're saying, I understand what you're saying. I feel like if they do it in a different way, it'll stay and be big and still last, but it won't be as effective as it is now. But that don't mean they won't last.
But that's my point. Like like I said before, like I think our definitions of lasting were different. Because when I say definition of lasting, which most people do, when I say this, I mean lasting, which I didn't really realize until now. I mean lasting as in like how long I'll stay on the app. You know what I mean?
Stay on the app.
And I won't stay on the app if it's gonna be like Facebook, or if it's gonna be like where you can't do this, you can't do that.
If all the popping people stay on the app, you're staying on the app.
But not if there's a million
how we're
people.
programmed.
No, not necessarily, because if it's gonna be like Instagram where there's a million people bombarding all these famous people, which will most likely happen, I'm not gonna get the same recognition that I'm getting right now. And what the fuck am I on this app for?
And okay, but if you're on the app early, like how we are, and we utilize it the right way to grow a following, no matter how they change it, we're so programmed that, okay, why would I go back to Instagram where I have 5,000 followers or whatever the fuck we have, when I can stay on this app where I have 20,000 followers, even if the conversation switches or the dialogue is not the same as it was when the app first came out, I have a following. And especially if they allow people to monetize their following and make money off their following. I'm making money off. I'm making money off these 50,000 followers I have here that I can't make on my Instagram where I only have 10,000 followers. So I'm gonna stay on this app because I have a following. I was here early and I was able to be a part of the different energy. I'll just use that word. The different energy around the app because I was able to grow a following off the genuine energy that was on the app. When the energy becomes ungenuine, I still have such a big following on this app that I'm not leaving this app. That's how I look at it. Like if right now, if you gained 50,000, a million followers on that app right now, but the app transforms into something different where it's not as positive as it is now, but you still have that following that follows you, you're staying on that app.
But you're speaking on the
right.
But listen, that's just like Instagram. You're speaking on a percentage wise, like 2% of people who have a million followers, and the rest of the percent who have a couple hundred to a couple thousand followers. Like that's not. You're speaking on you or like people who are trying to be influencers. No, because I think that.
That's a fact.
First of all,
if I get more followers on this app than all my other apps combined, I don't care what it transforms to. If I'm able to make money off this app and be on this app when it grows, and I have more following on this app than all my other apps, I'm staying. That's a fact.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying.
So then why would it die if we're all staying?
No. You're saying all. No, not all people are going to sit there and get 1 million followers and make money off the app. 2% of people on Instagram make money on Instagram.
But it doesn't matter because if I'm a person on Facebook, right, that gets 200 likes a post, I'm popping on Facebook, and I get 500 likes on my Instagram, I'm popping. And I get more likes and more shits on this other app.
Who said you're gonna get more likes?
Okay, but then there's other people who don't care about that. Like I'm not an influencer, I'm a consumer. So no matter what I'm getting across this board, that's why I say it depends on how they do it. If they add new features that are different than other apps, I don't care how much likes.
That's different. You're throwing something in different.
That's the same thing I said before.
No, because I don't.
If I'm getting the same, if I'm not an influencer,
we can't speak of something that hasn't happened. If they fuck around and throw in something like, oh well, we can all stand in a room and we get glasses and we can all see each other, then of course like that's something totally different that nobody's seen before. Of course people are gonna see it. I'm speaking upon.
So then you're saying my point. So if they add everything that every other app has.
But you're making it seem like you're proving my point also because I guess we're kind of proving each other's point. Because if you're saying that it's gonna essentially turn into the rest of the apps, right? Because you're saying that
I don't think it will, but even if it does, I don't think it makes a difference as much.
Okay.
As long as the key people did what they're supposed to do, I don't think it. Because there's people who would never have 1 million followers anywhere, but that doesn't mean they're gonna like. There's people on Instagram all day with 500 followers, but they're on Instagram all day because they're not worried about their followers. They're worried about the people they're following. They want to see what they want to see. So even if I only have 500 followers, but all the people I'm following are saying things I give a fuck about, if I'm able to hear the game speak, hear Kevin Hart speak, hear 21 Savage speak.
But you can do that on any other app.
No, that's not true. You can't hear these people speak.
Everybody goes live. You
literally
can't see them go speak.
That's not true.
What? I see all of the people that I see.
Let's just use a celebrity for example, 21 Savage. As many times as you heard him speak on Clubhouse, have you heard him speak on any other app that much?
But listen. Let me speak. That goes back to my point of people are good. First of all, people when you're addicted to something or you really like something or you do something so hard. You can't possibly tell me that people are going to stay up until 7 o'clock in the morning and fucking talk on this app for hours and 8 hours, a whole shift straight for 10 years straight. This is going to die down, period. There's no way No, wait, no.
But let me finish.
No.
You
spoke. No, let me finish my point. No, let me finish my point. No matter. Let me finish.
No matter how little they speak, it will still be more than every other app.
That's just like Instagram. You're proving my point.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are, because you literally just said.
Who do y'all agree with?
No, listen.
Team boy or team girl? Team boy or team girl? Who the fuck y'all agree with?
No, listen. Because you're mad because you're wrong. You literally said, y'all, he just said, you never hear 21 Savage speak as much as he does on any other app. I just said, oh, well, the shit is not going to keep going how it's going for 10 fucking years. Let me speak.
I believe you.
Let me speak.
Keep going.
Okay.
I believe you.
So and then you just said, oh, well, it doesn't matter how little you speak. You're still going to want to hear him speak. You just proved my point, because on Instagram, he speaks little, but people still tune in. So it doesn't matter which app you're on. It's going to be the same thing.
But my point is, no matter how little they speak, even if right now, he's on Clubhouse every single day speaking, right? Even if that does die down, like I believe it might be, but it depends. But even if you're right, and it does die down, no matter how little he does speak on there, it will still, because that is a pure speaking app. I'm sorry, I keep burping, y'all. I'm drinking. I'm sorry, I'm burping. But no matter how, but it's video. So look. So no matter how little he speaks, I believe the percentage, even if he gets to the little, it's even if he gets on there once a week and speaks, right? No matter how little he speaks, it will still be more speaking. You'll still hear his voice. You'll hear him speak more than any other app combined. So it's still going to be more.
Okay, what's the difference?
He doesn't go live every week.
Listen, if he doesn't go live
every week. He doesn't go live ever.
If he doesn't go live, you don't think that in 5 years, he's going to still steady be on Clubhouse? It's going to turn into the same routine. I don't go on live Instagram. I go on live Instagram once a month. In 5 years, when don't speak.
Oh, you're right. Okay, even if you're right, I think the element is you get to speak with him on live
versus you're video.
On live.
And you get to comment.
Okay. Let's just keep it to what it is right now. On live, you're just a random person commenting that he doesn't read those fucking comments.
You can't even comment. But at least you can comment. You think 21 Savage is gonna add 1 million people up the stage? No, you're gonna be in the background. You have
a better chance, like how you were telling me about the DMs.
First of all, I think
you have a better chance. You have a better chance.
I said you have a better chance now because there's not as many people.
I think no matter how many people there, you still have a better
21
chance.
Savage is not gonna.
Where other app can you actually conversate with the person that you admire?
You can add people to live. I see people add people to live and you can speak to people. I see it. I saw DDG add. He said, "I'm going live and I'm going to talk with my fans." He added people. I saw fucking No Jumper do it. You can add people to live and talk to them actually one-on-one, and that's even more personal than fucking being on the app.
Whoa.
What?
We talked for 2 hours. We said we're going to keep this under 30 minutes.
Okay, we need to wrap this up.
Okay, I believe we're speaking in circles. We're saying the same points over and over.
Yeah.
So we agree to disagree, which we usually do as much as we speak. So that's our Clubhouse, man.
Anyways, no, listen. We're going to see in maybe a year or two.
This is documented.
Exactly.
This will be on YouTube.
So
we can go back to this. Ooh, we finally have proof when I'm fucking right.
No, you're not.
When I'm fucking right.
All right, listen. We're going to give it a year or 2 years, and we're going to see where Clubhouse is.
Yep.
And then
we're going to feel I'm right.
We'll be able to see, and y'all can comment below if y'all even fucking look at this in 1 to 2 years and fucking just happen to see a Clubhouse video. And you can tell me that I'm wrong, or you can tell him that he's wrong.
Or you can just tell me that I'm right.
Or you can tell me that I'm right. It's cool. Because I know I'm right. But anyways, that was our video, y'all. We are in our podcast. But we're going to be coming out, every week, So keep tuning in because we're gonna keep arguing, we're gonna keep drinking, we're gonna keep, doing the most, we're gonna keep being funny and all that. So keep tuning in.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome. And I think that's it.
I love y'all.
Suck my dick.